Okay, yes. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, guys.
Yes, okay. First thing first, I hope I am clearly audible to you and you can hear me loud and clear. So if you can let me know that if I'm audible, please let reply on the chat box which is out there. So we can start our session. Okay, yes, we are audible. Thank you so much. So today, like we're going to talk about our Indian equity markets. So Nifty, are we in a euphoria? So before I talk about little about euphoria, do you know what exactly what we are trying to discuss over here? What exactly do you mean by euphoria? What exactly it means? Euphoria. Okay. So yeah, we are expecting answers from your end. So euphoria, markets in a bubble. Okay. Bubble is a big word. Not exactly. Okay.
Okay, so
What is your
guys,
point? I would also not to know, like, what is your point in what right now the market situation is? Today we touched all-time high. Bank Nifty touched all-time high. In fact, Bank Nifty was the one who was not participating in previous rallies.
perfect.
Now it has started again participating, and it's all touched an all-time high. So what does this tells you? Okay, when everything seems rosy, okay, that is euphoria for you. Shares are overpriced when high
With
PE
high
ratio,
P.
with high PE ratio. Very good. Okay, okay. Good point. So that is what we are going to discuss today. Like each of one of us will put our pointers forward. What exactly do we feel about the markets? Okay, so today's discussion is about Nifty or what exactly our Indian markets are about. So let's
Okay,
yeah.
so the thing is, guys, so I hope you are following markets, correct? The thing is, since last 1 month, everybody they are becoming soothsayers. Okay, after 10,500, everybody is like market 11,200 test karega, then it will fall. It will fall by 2,000. Some people are saying market will touch 11,500, 11,800. All sorts of numbers they are throwing at your face. Some people are saying, "अरे 2008 वापस आ जाएगा boss, तुम ready रहो." So people are right now. We are in a state of chaos. Everyone is saying everything right now. Okay, and market is doing its work. Okay, the thing is, last week only I heard lot of sell this market kind of chatter.
Correct.
Okay, and today market killed them. Okay,
I'll give you an incident. Like last week when we touched all-time high, last week, okay, Nifty fell by 30 points. 30 points in Nifty is nothing. But I just was looking at CNBC, big fall in Nifty, Nifty off from all-time highs, a big selling scene in all stock. That was a chatter that was going on. I was like 30 points, that is okay, fine. What is a big deal in that? So after that, Nifty next day actually fell. I think 30-40 points it was down, and then all the news channels were trying to predict, okay, this is a fall. We should be we should actually right now safeguard our money and all that stuff. And then it went ahead. Like again, we see the 200-point rally in Nifty coming up.
correct.
Bank Nifty gave us what 500-point rally. So that is something which has happened. 1,000-point rally, not 500-point rally. So
the thing is, at the top, okay, at the top, you will hear, you will see lot of analysis, lot of confusing opinions. At that time, how you should think about the situation. That in general, we are going to discuss that today. Okay, so let's start. Let's start.
okay, so I'll share the screen. I'll share our charts first. So if you talk about Nifty and Bank Nifty, these are the charts that I've loaded. So if you talk about Nifty, just a second, let the chart load. Okay,
Yeah.
if you have any questions, you can please ask us. Like it's not something like we want to talk. It's a discussion. So anything that you feel you could add on to our discussion, please feel free to talk about it. We would like to know your point of view as well. Okay, so this is about Nifty today. We finally touched all-time high. This is something which like you will see quite frequently. This was a day I was talking about when Nifty, when there was news about, okay, are we heading to a fall? big fall has happened. In this point of time, the stock specific, there was big correction. Like all PSU banks corrected 4 to 5% during that day, right? Most like small cap stocks actually corrected 3 to 4%, and with that they try to create a fear in the market. That was happened during this fall. But after that, you can clearly see after the fear created, Nifty has gone up, and right now it is at trading at all-time high. If you see about Bank Nifty also, this is a similar trade. If you see over here on this day, all PSU banks are falling, but they were supported by private banks. So there was not a big fall in Bank Nifty. If you see over here, it was not a big fall in Bank Nifty, but it was supported by private banks. And ever since that, private banks like HDFC Bank, Yes Bank, ICICI banks have picked up. Like if you see the stocks in those private bank segment, they have picked up a lot. So this is a certain scenario. I would like to know what are your point of views. Like, do you think that this is a good time to stay invested in the market, or you are thinking about exiting the market? What are your point of views?
Or you are thinking about investing fresh money in the market. Okay, so these are the 3 point of view. 1, get out. Second, stay on the sidelines. And the third, enter new money, enter new cash in the market. What's your point of view? And guys, be an active contributor to this discussion, please.
Good time to stay invested.
Okay. And Lavang is telling us that this is a good time to stay invested. Anyone else, guys? Come on. Share your point of view with one valid rationale, only single liner rationale, okay? So that we can proceed.
Remain cautious, stay partly invested.
Arpit is saying, please be cautious.
Okay.
Varun is telling us, enter into the market. So now, stay invested. So the thing is, invest in mid caps.
Okay. Mid cap stocks as well. Like I'll put a mid cap index.
Nifty mid cap.
A mid cap index over here. So Nifty mid cap 50 is what? Let's say BSE mid cap. Let's take BSE mid cap. Yeah. So this is a mid cap index. Mid cap index has actually not made a new high. You can clearly see that day when they created a panic zone, mid cap had a big fall.
Correct.
So that is something which is happening in mid cap index. So someone suggested that invest in mid caps. Okay. Anything else like small caps also we'll see, like since we touch upon mid caps. So they are not making new highs.
No,
okay?
They are not.
They are not making new highs. Small caps. I think it's small cap.
Let's go for Nifty small cap then. That's not a problem.
Yeah, let's go for Nifty small cap.
So the thing is, guys, at this point, if you are stuck to a particular stream, like this is a point when you have to take the decision. If you have a portfolio, I know, if you have a portfolio, you can do the things in a staggered manner. But if you are trading something, okay, if you want to catch the critical pointers, the main thing is not to rely on a particular theory, okay?
Correct.
Not to rely on a particular study. Means at the top, fundamental will give you confusing signals. Only technical give you confusing signals. Only other kind, if you are stuck to only one study, they will give you confusing signals. The thing is, you need to collaborate all the studies together, and based on that, you need to find out what is the probability.
Correct.
Because no one can catch tops and lows. No one. Okay. You need to find out probabilities. Whether it is a high probabilistic zone of reversal or not, and that's your goal should be.
Okay.
Not to identify exact top. Oh, maine ekdam top pe becha. It's not our
It's not going to be possible. Like
yes, it can be. Luckily, you can get that
one for once.
Yes, but not every time.
We failed that several times as well. So
Yes.
identify a top and it was not a top, and we failed that. So it does happens to us. Okay, so there's a question. Vignesh has raised his hand. Vignesh, if you have a question, you can raise the question over here. We would like to address that. Sir, bank stocks are rallying because of FDA regulations, which was announced. Is it because of that?
There's SDFC Bank, they are going to raise the money, and this SDFC is going to raise money, and it is going to give the money to SDFC Bank, and that's why those two stocks they have rallied. The thing is, in top three highest weighted stocks, SDFC and SDFC Bank is there, and they have supported a lot in last 3 days in the market.
Okay.
So yes,
5 cap trillion as like the market cap has reached 5
yes,
cap. Okay.
Yes.
5 trillion, sorry. So okay, very good point, Lavang. Now, like I just wanted to add one, like since we are talking about fundamental factors.
Yeah. Let's move on.
So I was just talking about there was one article which was there on our website, which was like produced by Chirag. So if you see over here, this is an article. If you go in recent past, why investors should be cautious. Right now, in this article, what we are trying to showcase is index P. Okay, and what exactly? So this is the piece of information that I want to focus right now. Nifty P is at 27 point something, 26.98. It's round about 27 or something. If you see over here, if you see in terms of returns, if Nifty P is about 24, and if you are invested in the market for 1 year, your CAGR is negative. Okay, this is a historical study. If you have invested in Nifty for 3 years, again your CAGR is negative. So if you are invested for a long time, 7 years, 10 years, then it is 10%, 12% compounded annual growth rate, not a normal 30 or a 25% growth rate or an average growth rate of 18. It will give you 10 to 12%, but for a longer term. But if you are staying invested for short term, like 2 to 3 years, then it is not so conducive if you want to start investing right now. So if you want to start investing or finding out stocks, to Nifty specific stocks I'm talking about. I'm not talking about mid cap. I'm not talking about small caps. I'm talking about large cap stocks. At this point of time, it is not favorable to invest in long term, like at least 1 year, 2 years.
1 year. The thing is,
yes,
if you want to start investing as a portfolio and if you want to diversify, this is not a right time. This is
correct.
This is what we are trying to tell you. If you have a sophistication and if you can locate a particular sectors or sector, and if you want to invest in that, that's a completely different story.
Correct.
But for the retailer, for the investor who wants to diversify its portfolio, this is not a right time. We will talk about in which sectors there is an investable opportunity, but little after half an hour.
Okay.
But the thing is, the major thing is Nifty about 24. Just Ritesh mentioned that. Ritesh, please explain them this graph. That whenever, please. This is Nifty PE, correct?
This is Nifty PE.
Yes.
Okay, so whenever Nifty PE goes about 24 levels, okay, and like the highest it has gone to 28, 29. It has also touched 29 levels. Okay, but it can go to 30 levels as well, because what happens in an euphoric market, the valuations go for a toss. Like it are overvalued always. Okay, so it can go to 30 because people feel like buying. You can give an example of China, which you gave last time.
Yeah, definitely. Right. The thing is, in 2015, in 2015, Chinese market, and especially I think in April-May zone, they were at all-time high. Okay, Chinese market, it was at all-time high, and in the June's quarter result, top 100 companies, those companies posted losses. Okay, so it was a complete divergence, and just after that, just after 2 weeks, Chinese market started its highest correction in the history, that is 40% correction. Yeah. The thing is, what we are driving to, whenever this fundamentals in this market, they go hand in hand, the rally is sustainable. Here, okay, there are two parts. Let's finish this PE wala part first. Here, Ritesh just tried to explain to us
that about 24. It's not like you should sell the market. Yes, I think we are back. Okay, you can hear me? I hope you can hear me right. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
So sorry for
done.
that. Okay, right now, okay, there were questions. So government cuts its deficit from 50K to 20K, 20 CR. How is it will affect the banking sector? Aditya has a question. Okay, why are the world indices still rising at 52 weeks high?
Good point. We
Okay,
will cover that
we will
point
cover that
in the
point, yes.
international thing.
Yes, yes.
But right now Nifty P is around 26.
It is around 27 levels, 27,
Okay.
round about 27 to 26, in between that. So it's on the higher end of 26, 27. That is what I checked. So okay, so to like we were just like, let us share the screen again. Okay, so what I was trying to cut over here, don't look just only at PE, look at price to book value. Again, that is a very important aspect. If you read this report, like from these two aspects, we have derived the ROE of the companies, or return on equity of Nifty. And right now, if you see the returns on ROE is trying to come down. So what kind of a sign it is? If you read this report, you can come across that scenario and try to form your own analysis, because this report was published in August 2007. So after that the scenarios might have changed, the ROE might have started performing better. All these things can be a part, but I just wanted to focus over here that long-term investment is something which I would not do right now. That is one part of it. Coming back to the second part, okay, international markets, right?
Just before that, I want to give you one more example related to Desi fundamental, Indian fundamental. Guys, the thing is, if you see, after 2015, okay, from 14 to 15, our GDP, it was going up and up and up. Market was also going up. After 2015, if you see our market from I think budget 2015, from March, from 7,000 level, 6,800 level, our market is today at 10,000 level.
From August 2013.
No. This is the second part.
Okay.
The budget after 2015's budget, from March 2015, our market today is at 10,800, 900 level. And if you see, from 2015, our GDP growth rate is constantly declining.
Right.
So this time we have hit, I guess, the lowest GDP rate. Okay, lowest GDP rate, growth rate. So we are completely diverging. Correct. So this is the second part. This is our second signal that we are in a state of cautiousness. We should be in the state of cautiousness. First part PE, second is this. Again, we are not telling you, this also connects with world market. We will discuss that after 2 minutes, but this, we are not telling you it will go short right now. We are telling you, if you have portfolio, if some stocks are giving you better returns, now try to book profit for at least 35, 40, 50% part. Okay, book profit, stay in cash. If you are an trader, completely different story. If you are a trader, completely different story. The thing is, these guys are two Ritesh and Janak. They have made lot of money in last 1 week. They have earned 1,000 Nifty pointers because they are traders. Investors stay cautious, traders also stay cautious, but this is a time where they can make money in upside, and they are waiting for, I am waiting for downside, for the short. Okay, that's the story. Okay, let's move to international market.
Okay,
now.
Just to add that point. So what will happen if economic indicators and Nifty is going up, economic indicators are going down? The situation will change. Either Nifty will fall or the economic indicators will go up, or both,
they will meet.
or both, and there will be an equilibrium point very soon. So that is going to happen. Okay, so even that is an indicator. We'll also going to talk about one more indicator in the later part of the session. You want to talk about international markets?
Yeah, international markets, guys. The thing is, go US. Find out their 3 indicators. Find out their 3 indices. Go to all international indices. They are rallying. They are rallying since last 8 years. Okay. The thing is, over there also, we are seeing right now, since last 1 quarter, minute GDP growth, minute. Okay. Even if labor market, it is improving minutely. GDP improving minutely. There is no big change. Okay. Apart from that, yes. Okay. Yes, one more panelist is joining us. Okay, I think Janak. Let's allow Janak to say something. Okay.
Okay. Just a second.
So this Ritesh and Janak, they have made killings last week. Okay, today also. Just look at their happy faces. So Janak will talk something about international market.
Okay, I'm in the meanwhile. You go ahead. I'm doing that.
So they are improving minutely. Okay. The thing is, this rate cut. So Janak is joining us from the site.
From
from railway station. He is joining us. Okay, what a dedication, dude.
Yeah.
Just a second.
Hi.
You are live.
Yo, okay. Hi, everyone. I've just reached the station actually. So, yeah, I was. Okay, so we are talking about international markets, are we?
Yes.
Okay, so on the screen I can see the Nifty PE ratio, the article which we have.
You want S&P? Tell them your theory about US indices.
Okay, so basically, if you could load the chart of Dow Jones, the chart is practically vertical.
Yes. I'll do that. Just a second. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
It's vertical. It's 90 degree. Whatever you say.
It's a 90-degree vertical chart. That's how Dow Jones has been rising over the last few weeks.
Right.
Yeah, and this is absolutely, according to me, it's not a sustainable thing. And another thing is that the US Fed is hiking the yields. Okay.
Right.
So
yeah,
as
here's
you
your
know
Dow
that,
Jones chart.
yeah,
Look at that.
it's a practical vertical chart. Practically vertical.
No, yeah, complete vertical chart, dude.
It's loading.
Ooh.
So this is a monthly chart. Look at the monthly chart.
Yeah. This is the one.
Correct.
Like,
it's
will you buy
unlike
Dow
anything.
Jones?
And you know, earlier when the Dow Jones chart was rising a couple of years back, I remember discussing with you guys that maybe this is because of the QE money that it's been going up so high, etc., etc.
Okay.
Now that the Fed is pulling back the QE money, the Fed is hiking the rates, the damn thing is still going up. I find this to be an anomaly in the market, frankly.
If you read the report, they'll tell us because high tax rate कम हो गया है, तो इस वजह से.
But the good point there is tax rates, correct? The thing is, in last 8 years, if US as an economy, they have raised their debt by $4.5 trillion. That debt has been taken up by corporates, correct? Now this debt, think about, now from 2.5, 0.25, they are up at 1.5 in last 1 year, correct? Think about interest burden on these corporates and think about the impact of this interest burden on their balance sheets and results. That can also be one of the major reasons for the downfall. Now, to cushion that, they have drastically, and this is a sudden and very abrupt decision, from 35%, they have taken the tax rate to 15% for corporates. So they are trying to cushion things. Okay, but impact is gonna happen for this, and that's for sure. And that's why even if there is a small growth in their economy and labor market, results will be a major cause of fall of all the major indices in the US. And based on that, Janak is going to tell us something. So what will happen if market is going to go down in US?
So you are
if the US market goes down now, not only the US market, unanimously all markets are hiking their rates. If you were to observe, So
Janak, you
India,
also have a theory that even we have de facto increased our rates.
correct. So our rates are also indirectly gone up, right? The
Like
only
someone had a
cushion,
question that RBI is increasing its rate, but even our government, like our yields, are going to have similar impact. So yeah, go ahead.
yeah, absolutely. Our rates are going up too. In fact, the news which came out yesterday was the only cushion that maybe I feel it's a temporary cushion that the bond markets have gone, because otherwise I feel bond markets, our bond markets are also headed for a lower crash, downward movement.
Yeah, to
In,
support
support
that,
that,
let me
let's show you.
yeah.
Just a second. I'll just show them our 10-year bond yield. Like how is the bond
I
yield?
have
Yeah.
So here. Okay, so since July, just a second. If you observe since July, okay, one second.
Yeah, there is some Bloomberg content thing on the screen, which is
Right.
let us clear that.
Bloomberg is telling us to register. So okay. So fire. So if you see over here, since okay,
Investing.
I'll open on investing.
Okay, the thing is, what she's trying to tell us that if you observe the last 5 years chart, okay, our theory of de facto increasing the interest rate, it has been clearly depicted by our bond yield movement since
Okay.
July. Okay,
right.
so thing is, our current repo rate is 6%. Okay, but since July,
See over here, since July, our our bond yield has continuously increasing from what
6.4
6.5, it has gone to 7.5.
0.5.
So 100 basis point fall or rise in yield, but fall in
Bond price.
bonds. So yields are oppositely correlated with bonds. So bond markets have already started correcting. So the first impact is already out there, Janak. Like if you see on the chart, bond prices
Yeah.
have started.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, speaking of bonds and speaking of liquid funds, yeah, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So speaking of liquid funds, the Kotak liquid fund, one of their liquid funds, I don't remember their name, their AUM has practically gone down by 40% over the
I think
last
we
two
lost
months.
Janak.
Yeah.
Hazards
Uh,
of Geo.
okay.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So let's get back to show them our faces dude now. Sorry for the interruption, guys, but yeah, continue, Janak.
Yes, you are
Yeah.
back.
So okay. I guess I'm being seen also. My
Yes.
Yes,
camera just
all
stopped.
the time, all the time.
Oh, okay. All right. So what I was saying is that Kotak Mutual Fund, one of their funds, I don't remember the name of their fund, but one of their funds lost 40% of their AUM in the last 40 months, last 2 months.
40%
Wow.
of the AUM. Okay.
40%. I think it was somewhere 14,000 or 15,000 crore. Now it
Okay.
is at 8,000 crore.
Okay. That is something which is enormous, like 40%.
40% is
Yeah,
huge.
Huge.
it's huge because people are removing their money from liquid funds right
Correct,
now,
correct.
Okay. Okay.
and rightly so.
So that is one thing about like bond markets we want to talk about. So we've covered bond market. Let's
Yes.
get into derivative sides. Like what do you think about derivative segment? Can we have a trigger on that as well? So I have like done some analysis. Let me share my screen. So just a second. So
Okay, so for the bond markets, let's just show them. Slide and it will be done for the bond
So,
cycles.
so this is an important slide. Now, this is a okay. That is the screen is shared, right?
Correct.
It's not shared. Okay, fine. So this is a scenario. Like if you see
Yeah.
market cycles. If you see if, bond markets are the one that will give you an early indication about the fall. It will be followed by stock markets, and then will be followed by commodities
Commodity
market.
market.
So the first trigger of bond market falling has already arrived. Stock markets are still rising up in an exponential manner, and it's just a matter of time before they actually fall.
Okay,
Hi,
again,
Janak.
sorry for the delay. Last time, sorry for the delay, guys. Now let's move
Yeah.
forward fast. So, yes, so bond has given the indication. Now we should be watchful and we should be very, very alert for the stock market fall. Okay,
Right.
as an investor,
Just
traders,
just
right or
let me
wrong?
confirm. Am I audible, everyone?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you for sure.
Okay, then
Okay,
let's move
fine, fine.
forward then.
Okay, fine. You're audible. Okay, fine. So let's move to the next part, derivatives part. What I want to focus is two aspects. One is volatility aspect, and the second aspect is VIX, India VIX. So I'll give you two aspects like what exactly is this scenario. So if you study this volatility, now this is an in-house volatility calculation. You can use it probably a GARTS model and calculate volatility. You can use probably any other model which you have covered in your curriculum activities and calculate volatility. This is something which I have done.
Correct.
If you observe volatility, like whenever there is a market top situation, okay, if you see this was a top, right? If you see this was kind of a top, see what happens to the volatility. It bottoms out first, correct? Volatility is always oppositely correlated.
Correct.
Okay, so if it is oppositely correlated, that means at the final leg or at a euphoria, this characteristics of volatility reversed. What happens is it goes with the trend. Like in the final phase, what happens if a Nifty is going up, it will be followed by volatility. If you see over here, it was going up, it was followed by volatility. And right now, if you see, this was the bottom that it took, and after that, it is kind of a going upward direction. So that is also one trigger which tells us that we are entering a euphoria. That does not tell us we are actually at a top, but we are near top.
Near top.
We are very much near a top. So this is something which is a very good study you can do. Okay, volatility at the final stage of volatility, always volatility is positively correlated with Nifty.
Okay, so what Ritesh has done, he has statistically shown us that whatever the feelings and the psychology is in the markets, obviously in the final stage, even our let's say, I don't know, even the layman will talk about market, invest in the market, invest in the SIP, everyone will come in, everyone will buy at any price. They will not, because they don't have right sense and they don't have experience to invest in the market. So they will take at any price, and this all scenario will drive market up, and that is nothing but the increase in volatility or sentiment in the market or euphoria in the market. And Ritesh has shown us in the calculation statistically. Similarly, at the market fall, volatility will going to increase even more. Why? Because all these people, these are weak hands. They are borrowing money. They are doing, I don't know what they are doing, but they are bringing risk cash, correct? Not calculated risk cash in the market. So with a single fall, they will take their money and run out. In a single fall, at the same time, the traders, what they will do? They will take enormous leverage. Correct. Okay, they will take 3 times, 4 times leverage, and with the single day 5%, or not 5%, 1% or 2% fall, they will bleed. Their broker will ask them for money to give margin. Their broker will ask margins. They will don't have margins, and they will cut out their positions. Correct. And this is even more volatility, and that's the psychology behind everything.
So this is another chart of India VIX.
Absolutely. India and I just want to add something to what Rahul and you have just said, that all of you out there can actually verify this euphoria amongst yourselves only. If you observe people who are nowhere closely related to the stock market, okay?
Correct.
People who have absolutely no knowledge, like my jhadu wala, like the building cleaning guy. He comes and asks that, okay, now the markets are going really well. What do you think we should do? And when such things start happening around you now, at least around me, I get very scared that, okay, now if this dude is asking me about the market, it means that something.
We call it the Panwala indicator.
Panwala indicator.
Panwala indicator, right.
And one more thing, guys, nothing against this profession. They are good. They are doing good work, earning their money, but they don't have experience. That's the problem. Okay, they don't have the experience of us. They will buy 1% bid us for a stock.
Whatever they are saying is what the media is trying to suggest there.
And the thing is, similar thing happened with my football group. In my football group, talk about only football. The only finances they come across is transfer price. And suddenly, it's in last 1 or 2 weeks, they are talking about stock market. They are telling me, boss, you to kama raha hai, boss, wow. What? So I got scared of because of that. So that is the ultimate indicator, the market sentiments. Media sentiments, market sentiments. Let's move forward then.
Right.
Next indicator.
This is also like India VIX. You can have India VIX chart. Compare that with our Nifty chart. It is also oppositely correlated. So another point where you can actually correlate India VIX with Nifty. And at the final leg, it will not be reversed. It will follow the rally. It will go towards the rally. VIX will also follow the volatility index. Again, VIX is an indication of implied volatility. So that is something which is in depth. So which you can study as well.
Correct. We did this few years back, correct? So I really like this. What we'll do in this our summer derivative project, we will go one step forward for this. Let's see. We'll talk about that later. But on next point.
Yeah, in derivatives we talk about implied volatility, but not to a VIX level. We'll talk about that a little later.
But I'm talking about only market VIX Nifty. Let's talk about that later. This is not the right platform.
Okay. So let us address the elephant in the room then. That if we are saying
who is the elephant?
The elephant is that.
Okay, can you hear me?
The elephant will be, where is the money? If you're saying that bonds are gonna lose money, stock markets are gonna lose money, then where do we put our money? Isn't that the question that is there?
Okay, good point. Correct. Yes, this is the right question. So money should be in undervalued segments. That should be our primary premise, correct? It should be at undervalued segments.
Right.
Is it not? Correct?
I agree.
Guys, we are talking, but I want answer from you. Where should be our money right now? In the bank accounts, in saving accounts, or in let's say bonds, or where?
Where do you think?
Cash and gold, Arpit. Old is gold, cash and gold. Arpit is telling us cash and gold. Okay, anyone else, guys? Arpit, we will talk about commodities after 5 minutes, but come on, guys, anyone else?
Yes, we would like to know your point of view as well.
Guys, I know it is right to go out and spend on clubs,
Mutual
right
funds.
to spend on, I don't know, McD's, all of those, Starbucks,
Foods
everything
and
is
all,
good. You
yeah.
are helping our GDP, but guys, please invest also. So tell me, where should we invest? Mutual funds,
Real
okay?
estate.
Real estate investment, SIPs, put options. One more trader in making, guys, put options. Okay.
Okay, just a word of caution. Put options will be very costly at the
Correct.
market top. You cannot make money by put options.
Only invest,
Sorry.
correct. Only putting in the money in the put option.
Right.
Okay. SIPs. So all those guys with SIPs, correct. This can be done. Okay. SIP can be done, but it should be longer period SIP. Okay. Don't do for 5 months, 6 months. No, it should be a longer period SIP.
SIP.
So you can do that. Okay. And Janak, Tushar is
wants to
saying
add.
real estate investment. What's your view?
Um, yeah, I am really mixed about real estate at present because I feel that real estate now has become an area specific thing more than a city specific business. So
Okay.
when you
Okay.
look at Bombay, I don't think that anyone in Bombay can afford a house in Bombay. Okay, so if
No,
your
ask me,
yeah,
Virat.
We have to
if
go
your
to we
parents
have to go
have
to
a house
Virar.
in Bombay, yeah, if your parents have a house in Bombay, fair enough, you are living in Bombay, that's good. But otherwise, the new generation that is there, we all are a generation of renters. We are perfectly happy in renting places and moving to several different places. Now, keeping this in mind, real estate entire market is going to undergo a shift whereby I feel that the net profit margins of builders, which earlier used to be pretty high, if you consider black and white both revenue combined, it would be in multiples. Like people,
Correct,
builders would multiply their
Correct.
money. Now I think we are looking at an industry which is just gonna grow at 10 to 12% CAGR. So
Okay.
yeah, so investing in real
correct.
estate,
Hmm.
just find out an upcoming area, an area which is making money, and then you put your money in that area. Otherwise, I think you have more chances of losing money in a real estate investment than making money.
Than making money.
Even
Perfect.
if I want to add one thing, like you make investment because you want to increase your price like we do stock, invest in stock,
Yeah,
and the price
capital
of the stock goes
appreciation.
up. One yeah, capital appreciation. One aspect of real estate is also the rent income that you get. Okay, even that is falling. If you see the chart, like if you see the trend of that, the rent income that is there, like we have dividend in the real estate, we have rent, even that is coming down, and the rent rates are falling as well. So even that aspect, real estate right now, if you talk about capital appreciation as well as this dividend kind of a thing, rent is something which is not lucrative as of now. Yes, but Janak rightly pointed out that you can look
Area
out for
specific.
area specific thing.
Okay.
Mohit
So
has a
Yeah,
question.
we have two
and
questions. Can
one more thing. If you're looking
yeah.
to invest in real estate companies instead of real estate, then search for cash rich companies because a lot of private equity investments are actually
Coming up.
taking place in that domain.
Correct. Correct. So
Yeah,
the thing is, I think last year, I think in last year 17 is last year. Correct. In 17,
right,
I
right.
think top three P investment they were in health tech,
Real estate.
fintech, and real. Correct. So,
Yeah,
but they have that leverage that they can wait for 5 years, 10 years, and that's why they are entering in the consolidation phase. Correct.
Right, right.
correct.
Correct. So
100%.
now, yes, Mohit and Arpit, we will take your questions, but
Mo-
let's finish this discussion that where we should invest the money.
right.
Okay. So since like real estate, area specific, equity is also becoming sector specific. So now you have
Right.
to find out which sectors are undervalued. So tell me, guys, according to you, which sectors are undervalued right now, right here?
Or since the market
Yeah,
is at a high, let's not ask
correct.
which sectors are undervalued. We can ask which sectors are not overvalued.
Okay,
Yes.
fine, not overvalued.
But the thing is, not overvalued sectors, they will fall in a larger manner with market fall. This can happen, correct?
But the
Correct.
fall would be lower compared
Agreed.
to.
With respect to overvalued sectors, it will be lower. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, not overvalued and undervalued sectors.
Right.
Okay, we are not getting messages.
Guys, are we audible?
Telecom
So
sector.
Telecom sector.
Mohit
Okay.
is saying telecom.
Okay. Next, guys, the thing is, just guess, participate. Correct? It will not be based on exact numbers.
Barun has a question. Okay.
Where's Barun?
We will address the questions like we'll have
Steel.
Steel.
Okay.
Steel.
Okay. Telecom, steel. Please, guys.
Metal sector. So.
Next. Okay. No. Okay. Is not a sector. Okay. So come on, guys. Energy sector.
I'm not sure. Okay. Okay. Anything else that
Anything else?
We are missing one sector, right?
Okay, so the answers are telecom, steel, energy sector. Guys, these are not the right answers. So, renewable energy.
Just now that someone mentioned telecom sector, yesterday only Bharti Airtel came out with its results.
Right.
And it posted like really bad numbers. Thanks to Reliance.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
profit plunges, correct. The thing is, telecom, it has bottomed out, but the problem is they are still fighting with their internal problems, entire sector, okay?
Right.
Complete transformational phase. So, that is not overvalued sector, but still cautionary period is there, okay?
Yeah, it's like putting your hands in the world war. Like, it's like just...
Yes, putting your hands in the world war like US.
No, not like US. It's like just sauntering in the middle of the world war. Then people around you are fighting, and then suddenly you will get slaughtered type.
Yes, they are bleeding. You are bleeding. End of story.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, the thing is FMCG. Okay, FMCG is a interesting answer.
Banking.
Okay,
sector.
Banking sector. The thing is there are two parts. One, energy sector, and second, banking sector. So in energy sector, if you are going towards oil marketing companies, oil exploration companies, energy companies, or natural gas related companies, those are overvalued stuff. Okay, but if you are coming to power related sectors, correct? Correct, Janak?
Right.
Correct, power generation and power
oil producing like Aban and all that. Also.
No, that is a shipping thing. The power sector since last 6 years.
Guys, can we have the charts of these sectors also as we speak, so that just to give us a visual?
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Correct. So since last 6 years, okay, I have done my MBA from 2011. Since 2011, whoever is the FM finance minister, okay, everybody expect that he will do something about power. Okay, everybody says that bhai is bar to power mein kuch aayega hi aayega. 1 year goes by, second year went, third year went. Nahi, is bar to aayega hi aayega. We are in 18. Nothing happened.
See power sector.
Just have a look. Power stocks.
Yearly stock. This is yearly chart of power sector.
Yearly. Do them yearly. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Yearly chart, totally flat.
कुछ नहीं किया life में power sector.
This is yearly power. This is power index.
Power index.
Yeah.
BSE power index.
BSE power index. Look at this.
2017 scandal shows that it's just waking up from its sleep kind of thing, and it might just do something good this year. Yeah. Correct.
This 2017 candle, NTPC, Torrent Power, this Tata Power, and there is one more power transmission company, Power Grid. They have shown an amazing.
And CESC also, Calcutta Electric.
CESC, that was that was the amazing.
That has like been a leader. Like it has given decent enough returns. I think doubled the value.
Doubled the value.
2x returns.
Correct.
Right.
Kolkata Electric, right? 2x returns they have given. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Fine.
all in all, power sector is the one which is
Correct.
undervalued and which is definitely investable for next 3-4 years. Correct?
And budget, we believe
Correct.
that there will be some pointers about our sector.
Finally, now since this government has done so much effort, they have gone through so much slack, they have gone through so much pain, be it related to GST, be it related to this demoney, be it related to Make in India, be it related to all kind of labor reforms and everything. One reform is remaining, which is the critical reform, is power reform. We hope, correct Janak Ritesh?
Right,
We hope they will do in their final budget, they will do something, and that's how they will reap the benefit in the second term if they get elected. Okay,
correct.
so finally something about power.
to chahiye.
Right.
So okay,
They need
so
to be
power
in
sector
power.
is one sector. Okay.
They need to be in power. That's why they will reform power.
Yes.
Lame joke.
वाह स्टेशन पे अच्छे जोक आ रहे तेरे को
Now I'm
Yes.
just
Okay,
just
good
sitting
answer.
in a shop. Yeah.
okay
Sir, what a dedication, sir. What a dedication.
okay IT sector
Good answer.
good
Shantanu, good answer.
okay
So, Janak, Janak Ritesh, from with IT, is there any one sector which you are going to discuss with IT?
yes
Of course. It's going
So,
to be
I thought
pharma sector.
last that
Pharma sector. Correct. Show them the charts.
so pharma let's have a Nifty
Pharma.
Okay, so this is monthly chart. So
Monthly chart.
continuously falling sector, like from after we started our Nifty rally, this particular stocks have been falling continuously. So Nifty and this have been opposite for these years. Okay, right now if you see over here also, pharma sector has not bottomed out. As of now, it is still not bottomed out. Okay, again this particular sector which we are kind of a bullish. This IT sector to an extent, but IT sector actually like last 1 year because of the buyback policies and Wipro buyback policies, IT has given some kind of return, but pharma has not done that. Like
Actually,
if you
it's
see over
at
here,
all-time high again.
again it's at all-time high. If you see, this is because Wipro and Infosys catching
Wipro,
up,
HCL, Infosys, TCS, all buybacks.
and that is what. So yeah, we are
This is
not
not overvalued,
No, but
this is
then
not at the
why
bottom.
did they buy back the shares?
The thing, they bought back the shares because they knew that they are at the bottom,
Right.
and they can accumulate whatever there is.
No, let's go at the media point of view. They buy back the shares because they have a lot of cash in their system. So that is why they buy back the shares.
So the thing is,
Yeah, if I had cash, I would give dividend. I would not buy back the shares.
buy back the shares.
Right.
And one more thing, important thing. So there's all so-called glamorous IT, Infosys, TCS, all
We have an
these
answer.
companies.
Media answer.
Huge cash pile. All these companies, they have cash, correct? They are going through the most critical transformational phase since 1991, if we consider IT sector. Okay, so what they are
Since
doing
the
with
birth
that
of the
cash,
internet.
instead of putting that money to improve your business, to expand your business, to take your business to next level in terms of technology, human resource and everything, they are buying back the wealth.
Yes.
Correct? They are buying back the stocks.
So bottom out होने पे सबसे ज़्यादा पैसा वो लोग ही कमाए.
Correct. But the thing is, that doesn't mean that this is not an investable sector. We are just talking about mentality of corporates. Okay, if we were at that position, don't know, we could have done the similar thing.
Similar thing,
So,
right.
so
I will not.
My view here is that since they have
Generally-
bought back the shares, the sector has become more investable.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Agreed. But it's not like at the bottom. That's what was our only point. We are not saying don't buy.
The thing is, I just talked about their mentality, but Janak's point is exactly valid. Since they have bought back, Okay, that means they definitely they knew they are doing something in the market.
They know much better than us
Right.
about their business.
About their business, correct?
Correct. So obviously, if they bought back, they see a profit in that.
In
and
next few years.
In next few years, so that is why they have bought back their shares.
Yeah, and
Okay.
this is a new cycle.
Lack of
pharma
further
is
opportunity.
New cycle.
What? Pardon?
We could not hear you.
They are in a new, the IT sector is in a new cycle. It's somewhere in the middle of the cycle. The cycle
Perfect.
has not yet ended. So,
Right.
And a cycle not in. Yeah, continue.
yeah, so basically the cycle still looks as though it can still probably go up for a few more months and then maybe stagnate.
Correct. The thing is, cycle not only in terms of price, in terms of their business also. Correct. Entire business cycle. It has been changed. It has been changing since last 1 year.
1 year.
Okay, it is changing. So you can find out that from the media mentions of IT companies, they are buying back some VR company. They are buying back. They are not buying back. They are taking over some media company. They are taking over some AI company and all those things. And that's why business is changing. Business cycle is changing. So next. So somebody mentioned banks, correct? In banks is not the right answer. The right answer is at your screen.
PSU banks. Can you see PSU banks? कभी life में कभी कुछ किया नहीं PSU
So since 11 PSU banks chart, look at this. Goodness me. It's in the range. That means if you have invested in PSU bank in 11, your money is there in PSU bank as it is. No profits.
Not going anywhere.
Instead, you could have kept that money in PSU bank saving account. You would have got 2%, 3%, 4%. Okay. But the thing is, guys Janak, Ritesh talk about current opportunity about
yes, current opportunity, like the government is also focused. We talked about recapitalization and all that is coming up. But in terms of valuation also, if you see the book values of all these banks, again after recapitalization, their book values tend to increase now because they can, according to Basel norms, they can lend more. So their book values are again going to increase. And if that is going to increase, their valuations are definitely going to improve. Henceforth, this is not going to be talked about in media. So this is something which we believe we are extremely bullish on PSU banks.
And
so
I have got a fundamental point to add here. As you said, nobody talks about it in India. So I live in this area, okay, where there is Central Bank of India. Right next to that, there is Bank of Maharashtra. Right next to that, there is a Union Bank of India. And right next to that, there is a Bank of India. Okay, now all these four banks are owned by the same person. That is the government of India.
Correct.
Okay. And all these four banks have four different branches, four different offices for which either they have purchased it or they have paid. Okay. And four different set of staffs that are going on in that. So now if you were to look at that entire situation, this entire thing which these guys are talking about, consolidation that is coming up in this sector, I feel that this will actually increase their operating efficiency to a very higher level.
Correct, right? Valid point. The thing is, this is going to be a complete I don't know how to react to this point, because in one hand, due to consolidation, there will be huge strikes, there will be ruckus in the reality. But if we are seeing in the stock market, there will be an euphoric movement. Correct?
Right.
Because
as a shareholder, I'll be happy.
Yes, as a shareholder, you will be happy.
Correct.
Think about a guy who is a shareholder and employee of these banks. The thing is, as a shareholder, as an investor, you will be happy. It will be very good in next 2 to 3 years.
Yes.
So PSU banks, pharma, IT, power, four stocks. Okay, go for long run, guys. That's it.
There's a question on automobile.
Automobile sector, Mr. Janak.
Do you want to add
Yeah.
that point? Okay, go
So
ahead.
like how we are experiencing a telecom war right now, right? The entire telecom war, where the entire sector is now clueless of how to go forward because of
Right.
the mispricing thing which Reliance has done. If the government actually is serious about the 2030 electrical vehicle thing, I think automobile is the next one to get into that entire this thing, because in India there's absolutely there's absolutely zero infrastructure of that today. So
Correct.
based on this, I expect the sector to actually fall to some realistic value and thereafter build up
Right.
again, build value again. That is what I feel.
Correct. Correct. And if you look at from the chart, since 2008, only one sector has given continuous
Continuous
uptrend.
uptrend.
Not FMCG, not pharma, not IT. It's automobile.
Automobile sector.
And this will be a high time when we see kind of a correction.
Similar kind of a movement.
Correct.
That has happened.
Correction in automobile.
So
And
we are not kind of a bullish on automobile.
no, not bullish on automobile. And in automobile also there are two parts: auto ancillaries and auto manufacturers. Correct.
Yeah.
The thing are, manufacturers, they are becoming overvalued, but in auto ancillary segment,
There is still more
undervalued
steam
companies are
left. We
there.
still believe there is some steam left in auto
ancillary segment, but main
Right.
biggie automobiles, they are done, guys. They are done, and yes, they are done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And one more
guys,
point.
I will just come back in 5 minutes because my mobile is gonna die. So I shall log in from my laptop in like 5-10 minutes.
Need of a better batteries. Okay, in
Right.
our country there is a need of better batteries.
Okay.
So the thing is, ask Elon to come back, dude. Not come back. Yes, come back. Correct. He was there. Correct. He was pleading our government to. Yeah.
So before you go away, Mohit has a question for you.
Okay.
So can
what
this be said that money from cryptocurrencies are shifting towards stocks as cryptocurrencies are falling and world indices are rising?
No.
Cryptocurrencies are still a very baby market. The market
correct.
cap is not very high. So
Correct.
So let me give you example for that. Ethereum, and in their ICO, they got subscribed in 5 seconds.
5 seconds, right?
5 seconds. That's how big this market is.
Yes.
So, and this Dow Jones currencies and commodities market, they are huge.
Yeah.
So crypto money is not coming back. Okay,
Like,
crypto money they have done, boss. $10, you have 10,000 cryptos, and now one crypto is at $18,000.
Right.
Do you think that guy is going to put that money in somewhere else? He must be there in Bahamas enjoying with his family or whatever. Guys, crypto money is not there. It's all QE money. So Janak is on the verge of taking a break.
Yes.
So
yeah.
We'll answer to the question.
We'll answer the question and then we'll wrap up the session.
Okay. Okay. We answered most of the questions.
So
okay.
There is one more question. I think Barun or some Tushar, lack of opportunities.
Oh, but we haven't discussed commodities.
Yeah, okay, good one. You just come back. Till then, we'll give the answers and then we'll discuss commodities. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correspondent Janak ja rahe hai. Thank you, Janak.
Okay. For the budget of financial year, Modi government is planning for further PSU disbursement. They have given enough disbursement as of now.
The thing is, in their, I think,
recapitalization,
yes, they have laid out the plan. Okay, they have laid out the plan.
They have mentioned that part of the money will come from budget allocation.
Yes, major part from bonds, part budget allocation, and part divestment. So divestment. So I don't think there will be if there is new information that will impact, but
as of now, there is no new information that we feel. Is it a good time to invest in cryptocurrencies?
Is it a good time to invest in cryptocurrencies? No.
Avoid
cryptocurrencies.
At the right time, this is not the right time to invest in cryptocurrencies. Let the euphoria of cryptocurrency die down. Right?
Correct.
That is the time. Then it will be like last week. If you talk about
So let's hide Janak first.
Janak's fan.
Stop it.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Right. So if you see last to last week, there was so much euphoria about cryptocurrency. Like every person, if I type anything on Google, it would have a cryptocurrency ad. Buy cryptocurrencies, buy cryptocurrencies. Everywhere it was crypto, crypto, crypto. Like I was feeling like ab ki baar Modi Sarkar.
Correct.
Like ab ki baar cryptocurrency. Everywhere it was the situation. So that whenever this happens, it means it's a euphoria. As we discussed, Pan Wala indicator. So that indicator is very good for us to tell us that right now it will die down, and once it dies down, then probably you can think about buying
cryptocurrencies. And the major part related to cryptocurrencies, okay, you have cryptocurrency, okay, but apart from Bitcoin, which has future, there is for other cryptocurrencies, you either have to convert it to Bitcoin and then convert it to dollars. Okay, there is no market right now where you can go and tell Ethereum, okay, ye lo Ethereum, bhaiya ab do banana dena. No, it is not right now. These are collectibles or tradable assets right now, as of now.
Correct.
So for longer term, if you are here for 10 years, cryptocurrency kind of a thing, then in a staggered manner you can collect, but not now. Once euphoria died down. Arpit is telling us, SIP, you are putting the money in equities. For SIP, 2-3 month SIP is nothing. Think about this. Let's say you start your SIP from 11,000. Okay. Let's say market will correct from 11,000 to 9,500. So every month you will put in something. So every, let's say 100 for the simplicity,
you will buy units at every time.
You will buy units at every lower stage. And once you do that, if you do that till the bottom and part of upside, then you will get middle average rate. And that average rate will be taken up by the next uptrend in a quicker manner. And that's how you make money in the SIP.
So SIP, it would not be a problem.
But not 2-3 months, correct? Right. Yeah, 2 years at least.
2 years. Keep on investing, because that would not affect you even if it is the market is falling. You will get the NAV will fall and you will get units at a cheaper rate.
Correct.
So that will again increase. So again, it's a two-way thing. If the units are getting cheaper, you will have more units under your belt, and that is how you will benefit from SIPs. So, but SIPs don't stop SIPs. That is what my is. Okay, we'll address. We'll talk about commodities when Janak is back. We'll address the questions. Okay, if you have any questions, please shoot them right now. We would like to answer. I hope we are audible.
Okay, no questions. So let's start with commodities and let's finish it off. Okay. So guys, 5 minutes more, I guess. Yes, 5 minutes more. Commodities. So the thing is, apart from bullions and natural gas.
Okay, what is bullions?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so yesterday's AD less was 0.52 rather advanced decline ratio. Today it's all about 1.
So one more reason to be cautious.
Yes, yesterday it was 0.5. Okay, again this is a very good indicator. AD ratio, advanced decline ratio. It was 1. Today it's 1. Yesterday is 0.2, 0.5. So bullions means precious metals. Okay, commodity segment is divided into 3 segments. First segment is energy segment, which has 2, crude oil and natural gas. The second is base metal segment, which has copper, nickel, aluminium, lead, zinc, all these commodities. The third segment is bullion segment, which has gold and silver. That is we call precious.
And platinum and other
precious metals.
And we are talking about major commodities trading in this. We are not talking about commodities right now.
Correct. Janak is back.
Yes. So commodities, bullions. Apart from bullions,
let us I think Janak.
Yeah. Hi.
Can you see us?
Yes, I can.
You can see us. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah. So we were talking about commodities. We started with crude oil. Just a second.
If you can load the chart.
Crude oil chart. WTI crude. Yeah. So this is a crude oil chart.
I can see the Nifty auto chart actually. I think you're.
Okay, not shared yet.
Okay, I have not shared yet. Just a second.
Yeah.
Now we can see the chart.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is monthly chart of crude oil. You can clearly see that it has just bottomed out. Like this whole phase when it went to $25 and then now it has come to $63. It has just bottomed out from past 1 year. So as we talked about, commodities bottomed out last year. So this is about crude oil bottoming out. Now if you talk about Indian markets, crude oil, if it is bottoming out, oil manufacturing companies, oil producing and those who like help in oil rigs, those companies can be benefited by that. That is something which is there if crude oil is talking about bottoming out. Next, what do you want to see? Natural gas?
So the thing is, let's give them a snapshot. Apart from natural gas, gold and silver, all other commodities which we have mentioned, they have bottomed out this year.
Correct.
Okay. From nickel, from 500, it is trading at 800 now. Copper from 296, it is trading at, I guess,
375.
Yes. No, 450 level. Okay. Yes, 400 level. From aluminium, from 105, 101, it is trading at 143. Zinc was the star of the year because of mining problems in China. Zinc from 150, it touched 230 kind of levels.
Correct.
Lead followed the zinc. Okay, so it was a huge thing in
commodities last year, specifically to base metals.
Specifically to base metals.
You can clearly see metals index as well. Our Nifty metal index, yes. Tata Steel.
Not Motor Steel.
Okay, Tata Steel and all the related metal sector, they have also given similar kind of returns because commodity prices have bottomed out. So that is something which is there. Okay, Mohit has a question on put call ratio.
So we will address that later. But the thing is, in commodities, now major part of commodities, it has gone up, correct? So they will enter into some kind of correction, that's for sure, with bond, stock and commodities. The main thing is only three left people, and that is gold, silver and NG, correct? And when someone, I think Arpit asked the question about gold. Gold is the good point to invest in right now. Okay, gold is the good pointer. Same with the silver. Okay, same with the silver. Since 75,000 rate, it has constantly been dropping to now. It touched, I think, 36,000, 35,000 level. From there, it is trying to bounce back. Okay, right. So gold is investable opportunity. Silver is there, and NG is there. So, Janak, do you want to add something in this?
Yeah, I want to just add a observation on the cycle of all these commodities, like how we are seeing Dow Jones right now rising in a vertical line. This is actually a trait which commodity markets do very well, and commodity markets, they rise very fast. They rise very fast and they fall also very fast. So yes, all of these, as you correctly mentioned, that they have bottomed out, but they have not still entered into that rocket phase as yet.
Definitely not.
Right.
We can still sit in and ride the rocket.
Yes. The thing is, but they will enter into some kind of correction where we will get the chance to buy, correct?
Yeah. It will take its own time, but then eventually it will break out above all its levels, and then it will be in a rocket state, which
this is the rocket zone that I'm trying to show over here.
Yeah. No.
It's still not there.
Show when silver went to 72,000.
That point, that was the rocket. 5 circuits a day.
Yeah.
So we were there at that point of time. We were trading in silver.
Yeah, that's when we were introduced.
I guess the young generation, we are also young. It's not like that, but those who are in 20s, I don't think you have seen the silver thing, but you are experiencing the Bitcoin thing, correct?
Right.
Same. Silver same. Nothing
72,000 to 48,000. Just in what?
1 month, 2 months, or something like, I don't know. But not 72 to 60,000 in 1 or 2 months. Okay. So similar to Bitcoin kind of euphoria.
It's not there. We will show them international silver. So
show XAU.
XAU. This is
not that.
XAG. Sorry.
XP is gold.
So give me one second. I'll show you. So you continue your argument, Janak.
Yeah, so my point is that it will take its time, but then eventually all of these commodities, they all hit sky high levels, and they go like a rocket, just like how Bitcoin goes. In fact, MCX market now, it has its number of accounts opening in that rocket phase, and then when it crashes, no one uses those
Right,
accounts.
right. Like
So
we were just trying to showcase the silver rise, like the Bitcoin rise. If you compare that with the silver rise, like it's huge. Yeah,
Let us show
yeah,
that.
oh yeah, this is the rocket. This is the rocket.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, look at this.
Oh man, don't you just love it? Imagine entering into that rocket on the first or second monthly candle, vertical candle. Okay.
Let's say this candle,
This
dude.
candle, yeah, this
Yeah,
candle.
at
Yeah.
$19 you are entering.
Let's I would enter one more candle later if I'm a conservative guy. I am definitely not, but I'm just saying that
$23. Take it and go.
yeah, I would enter there, and then 4 months later I find
$48.
myself at $48.
Correct.
So this
In
is the
India,
kind of
in India it is from 22,000 to 75,000. Go ahead,
75,000 in
Janak.
just like what, 6 months?
Look
yeah,
at
yeah.
this guy. What is this? Let's Janak, you continue your argument. I'll tell them the time duration
2010.
from September 2010 to May 2011.
Right. So we are
April 2000.
talking 8 months.
8
8
months.
months.
8
Right.
months. Rocket.
Yeah.
22,000 to 75,000.
And now the crazy part is that the MCX market is a futures market, right? So your money is leveraged. You've got a 1:20 built-in leverage in the futures contract. So when the
15.
money
It has
is
come down to 15 now.
okay, 1:15%. Now I think they are getting more conservative, is it? So,
Right.
so when we are talking of that kind of a leverage where every buck move will actually move your portfolio 15 times, 1% will actually have a 15% impact on your portfolio. If the price has gone from $17 to $48, imagine in these 8 months what has happened to your derivative portfolio. Portfolio is the wrong
Correct.
word,
Huge
but
thing.
for the lack of a better word, I'm using portfolio. But this is the
Portfolio.
commodity rocket which everyone talks about, which is still yet there to come. And I think
Yes.
this is where
Because
the
this
money is gonna go.
correct, but it must be first supported by the movement in economy. Once that happens,
Right,
that
right,
these rocket will get fueled at that time.
right,
Okay.
right. I think
Yes, I
Modi
think that's
needs
it.
to announce a few more infrastructural projects and all. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
finally, good session, guys. Come
Nice.
on. I think,
Yeah,
tell me, guys,
I
how did you,
I want a
yeah,
feedback.
go ahead. Yeah,
Yes,
feedback.
we are asking the same feedback.
Yes. So, guys, yeah, tell us, guys.
And please, like this is something which we've started. We
Correct.
would like more and more participation from your end. Since we would like your information, like what you want to listen. Please give us a feedback. What are the various things that you want to know from us?
Correct.
We will definitely cover that in our sessions, in our weekly sessions. So this is something which we just started. We want to cover more and more topics, but we will like to know your suggestions. So please go. This will be uploaded on our YouTube channel as
This
well.
will be uploaded on
So
YouTube channel.
we will
Correct.
wait for those comments as well. Like what exactly you require, we can come up with those kind of sessions as well.
And so if you want sessions, so please put that in a YouTube comment section. We will pick up from there for the lack of better infrastructure to communicate right now.
So
Okay. So
Vishal is saying please make it weekly or fortnightly. We'll definitely
yes,
try to
yes,
do
Vishal.
that.
So this is our
But
second session in this month. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And we might come with the third in next week. But definitely on first week of Feb, there will be one session.
after the
So
budget, it calls for one session for sure.
yeah, correct. After the budget is definitely going to be budget session. So yes, guys, and Okay, so please let us know if you want to know anything on the comment channel. Please share this video also with your friends. Okay, so yes, that's it. This will be a fortnightly affair from henceforth. We expect your participation and
Okay,
active
about
participation.
budget expectations, we will not have a session, but we'll have an article.
Yes,
Article, yes.
there will be one article. Shantanu is asking advice to invest in cement companies. Shantanu, just look at India cement price from 2,208 in 2 days. It is 181. So it is also going to be in the transformational phase, consolidation
it has
phase.
outperformed. Again, if you talk about India's cement India capacity wise, the capacity is not yet increased. Okay, they are under capacity. The utilization is still under capacity right now. So again, that is
Time is
something
there.
which is on the fundamental aspect is not catching up. So I am not that bullish on cement sector.
Don't invest now. With the fall, let this cement sector stabilize. You will get the cement stocks at lower prices.
Lower prices.
So enough of this session, guys.
Okay.
Exhaustive one.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you, guys.
It lasted
Thank
way
you.
more than
Bye.
what I thought it would. I thought it would be turned out to be an
45
hour and
minute
a half.
session, right?
Yeah.
Alright. There is no lack of stories for market guys, dude. We could have lasted for more half an hour, but I think this is the time to end. Okay. Don't want to be a Karan Johar of webinars. We will stop our movies
Karan Johar
at the
of
right time.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Okay,
Nice meeting
good
you.
night.
Nice
Peace
talking
out.
to you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, peace out, guys.
Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Okay, do you know how to stop?